in possession of an illegal Class 1?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Valentine, who are you representing?
Katie Sweeny.
All right. And Katie Sweeny, can you state your name for the record, please?
It is Katie Sweeny.
All right, perfect. Do you understand that you're being charged with possession with the intent to distribute and the possession of an illegal Class 1 weapon, Ms. Sweeny?
I do.
Okay. All right. And Attorney Valentine, have you seen the state's evidence?
Yes, sir.
All right, Attorney Goodman, can you uh, describe the state's evidence, please?
Certainly, Your Honor. Would you like an account of the events beforehand or straight to the evidence?
Yes, you can. The account of the events as well as the evidence.
Certainly.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Your Honor, on September 8th this year, Officer Jack Black responded to a drug call. He had a canine on scene. Officer Jack Black drove up to the top of the airport and patiently waited for a handoff where Miss Katie is seen running across the street to a local as she handed something off, in which Officer Jack Black got a photo of the handoff. He then told additional officers to move in on scene, and subsequently these officers searched her with a canine, but the canine was still in training, and Sweeny was also a previous cop. While dealing, she was then arrested, read her rights, and taken back to precinct for due process and subsequent arrest.
Understood. Okay. And the evidence?
Certainly. The state presents Exhibit A, being the physical report filed by Officer Jack Black, arresting officer.
Okay. All right. Attorney Valentine, any challenges to Exhibit A?
Not to Exhibit A. That's sort of ours as well. Or sort of Exhibit A.
All right, you can proceed, Mr. Goodman.
The state also presents Exhibit B, which is a body camera footage from Officer Marcus Cooper, one of the officers on scene at the time of the arrest, Your Honor. And I will carry on with the timestamps. The state presents timestamp from 0 to 54 seconds. Officer Marcus Cooper arrives on scene. Timestamp 1 minute 53 seconds to 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Timestamp. Officer Marcus Cooper conducts body search on Miss Sweeny and finds an illegal Class 1 firearm as well as narcotics in a large amount. This amount being greater than 40, as stated in the law.
Okay, and what was the amount found on the suspect, on the defendant?
The amount found on the defendant, Your Honor, was over 400 drugs.
Over 400?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Valentine, any challenges to Exhibit B?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The
Can
we'd
you
like
shout for
to,
me, please?
yeah, we'd like to register a complaint with the evidence as we don't believe they had probable cause to search the defendant. All they have is a picture from far away, Miss Sweeney. It is unclear if there's even a second person there. The officer only saw her hand something to sort of as a direct quote of what Mr. Goodman said to the other individual, and the drug sniffing dog failed to alert 3 times, finding no drug smell on the defendant. I think especially with the fact that their drug dog, who was at the very least trained enough to be in active duty, failed to find any drugs. The probable likelihood that the defendant had drugs on her and was selling drugs is much reduced, like likelihood, to not be enough probable cause.
Okay, so you're saying the body camera footage of the incident is not eligible to be considered for evidence because the police officer could not determine whether or not the defendant had drugs at the time or if they were making a legitimate sale. So what is
No,
the
sir.
video for?
We're saying that the search of the defendant was illegal because they didn't have probable cause for the search. The body cam is a record of the search. The defendant sort of was searched without enough probable cause for the search. The only evidence they have is a picture from far away, and the drug dog failed to sniff 3 times, sort of showing a high likelihood that the defendant was not selling drugs. The officers still searched the defendant, bringing her Fourth Amendment right to what's it called? Sorry,
Unlawful search,
no
yeah.
unreasonable searches and seizures. And so the evidence found is not admissible.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Valentine. From my understanding of the way the law works, okay, when I look at this body camera footage. So if I see someone at the end of the courtroom, like I see the gentleman standing by the door in the blue jacket, blue pants, and I see what I presume is a drug handoff or a drug sale, correct? If I see that from that distance and I approach that person, is that not probable cause?
That's not shown in the body cam.
Okay, interesting. So, Mr. Goodman, how are we validating that said evidence is of the defendant?
Certainly, Your Honor. Officer, so as the state mentioned, the arresting officer on this particular case was Officer Jack Black. However, the detaining officer was Junior Slakovich, in which the body camera will show Officer Junior Slakovich in the process of conducting a search, and even it is shown to be in the footage. The state would also like to address the matter of this alleged photo, in which it was taken indeed. However, the state is not introducing any photo as evidence at this time, but the state also believes that the officer's affidavit and account of the events that took place gave the officer reasonable suspicion to to engage with Miss Sweeny on the suspicion that the crime had been committed, and this crime would be the public sale of narcotics, Your Honor.
Understood. Attorney Valentine, your challenge is noted. I'll allow the video. I'll allow you to also argue against it in court, in terms of a full hearing.
Understood.
Your next exhibit, Mr. Goodman.
Your Honor, the state does not have further exhibits. Shall we proceed with the witness list? Your Honor?
Yes, it's your call.
Okay. The state would like to name the following as experts on the matter. Officer Jack Black, the arresting officer in this case, and Officer Marcus Cooper, to which the body camera belonged to. That is all on the state side, Your Honor.
Understood. Attorney Valentine, any challenges to those witnesses?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Goodman, you can proceed.
Certainly. Your Honor, just requesting 1 minute to find the relevant applicable
So if we can't suppress the evidence based on the Fourth Amendment,
limitations on the charges.
have to make a deal to reduce time. It's still better than you would be in the cells because they weren't going to make a deal in the cells, and the district attorney's office might make a deal. But I still want to argue the case with the judge in court if possible. Like, the fact
Your
that
Honor, on the count of possession with intent to distribute, the applicable sentencing is 20 months.
You said 20 months. Can you repeat that, Mr. Goodman?
Certainly, Your Honor, it is 20 months.
And the proposed fine?
The same, Your Honor.
So 20,000.
That's correct, Your Honor. Or 30,000, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, on the possession of an illegal, and on the criminal possession of a weapon class 1 felony charge, the applicable sentencing is 15 months with a $15,000 fine. The state is also pursuing these the established guidelines on this one.
Understood. All right, Ms. Sweeny, do you understand that you're being charged with possession with the intent to distribute and possession of a illegal class 1 weapon at this time?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand the max fine for that is $45,000 and the max fine for both charges would be a potential of 35 months in jail?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand this.
Is it your intent to continue with the plea of not guilty?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you been coerced or promised a particular outcome by pleading not guilty?
No, Your Honor.
For the state, when are we proposing the court date?
1 moment, Your Honor, so I can. Your Honor, The state did not prepare any possible dates or time for this proceeding, so we are open to your schedule.
Would you like to proceed with Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, or will we like to choose a different date?
That works for the state, Your Honor.
Would that work for the defense and the defendant?
Let me just confirm. Is that a reasonable time for you, 4:30 on Saturday?
Yeah.
That works? Okay. That should be fine, Your Honor.
All right, if there are any changes to that schedule, please notify the court in writing. Ms. Sweeny, do you understand that at this time you are set to appear in court on Saturday, September 20th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand if you fail to show for court at that time, a bench warrant would be issued for your arrest at that time?
I do.
Okay. With that being said, this court is set to hear Sweeny versus San Andreas, Saturday, September 20th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. This court is now adjourned in that matter.